Hi there, welcome back to the Precision Vehicle Wraps, the YouTube channel. My name is Trevor and I'm here with Harmen. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the customer journey. So if you are a customer of Precision Vehicle Wraps, what happens? What is the process? And yeah, start us off with step one. Where do we start off, Harmen?
Well, generally, if you're thinking out there and you're wondering, well, I wonder if I should, wrap my car or my truck, kind of, I don't really like the new color. It's a brand new vehicle. I don't really like the new color, or it's an older vehicle and you kind of want to refresh it, give it a new start, because it's costs a lot of money to buy something new nowadays, right? So basically, you're going to do a little bit of research on the internet, and you're going to kind of go in there, and the first thing you're going to click in is, Car App Edmonton or whatever, and well, we're going to pop up, and we're going to pop up there for a reason, and that's because we're Edmonton's #1 shop for getting a vehicle wrap done. And hopefully, you compare and you'll do some shopping around, and that's just fine. We encourage that, but you got to remember to compare apples to apples and oranges to oranges. Not most shops, as we've touched on in prior videos about what we do in terms of the job we do. There's very few shops who match the detailness that we come up with and the skill level. So what you can expect is you make your phone call in, or maybe you send us an email or respond to an ad, and what you can expect is one of our staff or even myself to reach out to you and ask you what you're looking for. And once we get an idea of the basics out of the way, your name, your phone, all that stuff, we want to find out more about your vehicle. So if it's a brand new vehicle, what is it that you don't like about that color? What colors do you want? Are you looking to make it really individual? Or are you looking for a paint protection color change wrap, which is a new thing coming out now? Or are you really looking to change it up? Or are you looking for something that is custom? Okay, as we offer all of those different types of wraps. Right. So you can expect a initial conversation, trying to get an understanding of what you're doing, what you're looking to have done, and then from our standpoint, we're kind of wanting to bring you into the shop and show you our facilities, so you can take advantage of dropping by the location first and foremost to look at the color swatches.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit deeper.
Sure.
Because I don't think people get it. Like, getting a wrap, especially a color wrap on your vehicle, what is the importance of coming into the shop? Like, what does that do for a customer, just so that they can, mentally prepare for what's going to happen? Like, why do you have them come into the shop?
Well, number one, we're trying to avoid talking price right at the get-go, because anybody can say, oh yeah, it costs this. And that's that. No, we want you to come to our shop so we can meet you. You can get a sense of who we are. I mean, you're watching our videos and you get a sense of the honesty and the level of skill level that my team possesses. That's one thing, but to be able to meet us in person and know that we want this whole experience to be a very positive one for you. So you coming into our shop, you're going to have the opportunity to view all the color swatches that we have, and hundreds and if not thousands of color swatches depending on the vehicle, and whether it's a weekend driver or your Saturday Sunday special, right, or if it's your daily vehicle ride, right, we want to know that information so we can take that upon us. We can look at the different colors, we take it outside in the natural light to view what it actually going to look like. Take it to your car, and maybe we have a bigger piece in the back that we can actually drape over the hood, and you can kind of really get a sense of what it's going to look like, right? And then we like to give our customers a tour of the facility. We're really proud of our shop. It's 8,000 square foot shop. The front is big because we've got big offices and equipment that have to be out front and in an environmentally controlled environment. Sure. And then we have the back, and we have 5,000 square feet in the back, a big 16-foot overhead door to handle the big commercial projects like the 53-foot trailers, and all the way down the holiday trailers, and all the way down to the individual vehicle that we're doing. So, and then when we're in the back, you're going to not just see an empty shop, you're going to see a shop full of vehicles, a robust shop full of vehicles, and the team working on them, and multiple guys working on multiple projects all at once. So you'll get a real sense for what we do and how we do it. You'll see that our staff is uniformed. The appearance of the shop is neat and orderly. The sense that of how the guys are working with, and you could stop and say hi to one of our team members, and it's not uncommon for Spencer or Matthew or Riley to say, "Hey, hi, how you doing today?" and draw you into their own conversation, and that's what we want. We really want to not just produce a first-rate car wrap, but the experience of having that done. We want that to be first-rate too. And there were, from the very first person that you see when you walk in the door to the final end of it when the car leaves the shop.
Yeah, that is a really big deal when it comes to especially premium brands or any brand in particular. You have to create that experience for the customer that is memorable. Because if you don't have a memorable experience for your customer, then you're just forgettable. And like you said, they'll go back to what's the lowest price.
Yeah.
Because if you can create a wow moment for that customer when they're coming in and they say, "Wow, this place is, crazy. This is off the chain. These guys are awesome, very professional, it looks like they've got everything. They've got lots of experience. These guys look like they know what they're doing." As opposed to, some guy on the phone they talked to and said, "Yeah, I can wrap your car, like next Tuesday, whatever, bring it in and I'll get it back to you in a week." You go there and it's just the one guy, right? Big difference. So if you are, when you create that wow moment or create that big experience for the customer, then price becomes almost irrelevant at that point. Then it's, coming to show me your work. So what do you have for examples for customers when they come in? What can you show them that you've done?
Well, essentially, we all our gallery on our website and whatever and Instagram is very complete and up to date very regularly. So as soon as we finish a wrap, we take our professional pictures of it, and then it goes onto our gallery and our Instagram. So that's one way of looking at it. But really, the experience when you come down to the shop and viewing cars that are actually may already be finished, right? We brought just a perfect example last week, and it's 30 below outside, and we had 3 guys in a row come in, or couples, and we had this Suburban which we had just finished doing, and it was a big job. It would change from a dark silver color to a tan, a light brown, if you want to call it that, not tan, light brown. And it was a metallic brown, so it was really unique. And not only did it feature, when you saw that vehicle, you came in and you saw it, went, "Wow, that's really a nice color." But not only that, but it also had full paint protection on it. So they also got to experience what the paint protection side of it was like, and the reason why we're gonna really push that on you, not to the full vehicle wrap, but especially in those high impact areas. So we want the customer to be able to touch it, to see it with their eyes, to sense what it looks, walk all the way around that, have the doors open up the hood, they can see how it's tucked in and what it looks like, so they can picture that, get a mental picture what their vehicle's going to look like when we're set and done, right?
I guess it's nice that you're working on so many vehicles at the same time, that they have that experience where they can see, okay, this is what the finished result's going to look like.
Right, and in all sorts of different places of work being completed, let's say phases of work being completed. So like if you're walking in the shop today, at my shop, you would see, you walk in and first thing you're going to see is a 50 foot trailer right in front of the doors as you walk into the shop. It's like, oh my gosh, okay. So then that's the first thing you see. On the left side, you're going to see a couple of work tables that are set up for one for a commercial side, and then the second one's for the wrap side. And then you'll see a Porsche tucked in the far corner, and that's our project car over the winter. It's actually my car. We're rewrapping it again, and then there's a Maserati sitting out front there, and it's getting a interior work done on it. Some upholstery damage done, kind of a little out of our wheelhouse, but the customer is a good friend. So we're going to try to make that happen.
Sure.
We're doing a starlight for him too in there, so it's going to look really awesome.
Nice.
And and then beside that, there's a truck. It's truck week at our shop. We got a 450 Ford. We got two 3500s, a couple 1500s, and then the paint protection side, we got a brand new Corvette in there getting full done.
Nice.
The F350 is a full stealth wrap being done. One of the 1500s is being a top going a different color, and then paint protection on the front. And then another one is a chrome delete and paint protection film. So you get a sense of all these different jobs. And you get a sense of the values of the vehicles that we're working on. And those pickup trucks are even more expensive than that Corvette.
Right.
The Corvette's going to seem like, well, that's really cool, but that F450 is a $160,000 truck, right? So when it's all torn down and apart, and the guys kind of look, why do you do that? Well, because the work that we do, that we want to make it perfect, and the best way to do that is by doing that, taking it apart. So the customer's going to get that sense of walking through all the different projects. There might be 8 to 10 vehicles in the shop, and they're going to get a real sense that, well, A, we're busy, but in order to handle this, and so it's not mayhem, it needs to be very well managed.
Sure. And
all you guys are all doing their individual things. 3 PPF guys working independently, or possibly even tagging up on a car. The wrap guys all working away, the commercial guy working away. So it's really a neat thing to see, and very rarely do we get somebody who leaves once they've seen the shop, seen the quality of work that we do. Very rarely do they say, well, we're not interested. Yeah. They're ready to pull the trigger at that point in time.
Yeah, and that's the power of having a good presentation, right? Very powerful. So what's the next step in the customer journey? So after they've come in, they've taken a look around, where do we go from there?
Well, and then the next and the most important thing is picking the color. So a lot of people have an idea what they have in mind, what they would like, but then they come into the shop and they're looking at these colors on these swatches and, oh my God, that's beautiful. I really like, I like that. Oh, I like that. And now paint protection, as I mentioned briefly earlier, there's a whole bunch there's probably 50, 60 new paint protection colors that are out there. So that if somebody was wanting to get a full paint protection wrap, well, now they can get a color change wrap and PPF at the same time. And so once they take it, they see what it looks like, they look at it in our lights, and then we suggest to them to take it outside. If we happen to have, if they get to a point they only got a couple maybe of choices that they can't choose between, it's this or this or this, we would say, let's take a look and see if we have any in the back, because we have quite a storage of roll-ins and stuff. So we'll take a bigger piece and we'll say, hey, let's drape this over the car. What do you think now? And when you do that, it's, like when you go to the paint store, you get those little one by one little things, and you have to determine how you're going to do your whole house. Well, it's the same kind of thing with the vehicle wraps. You're getting a 3 by 4 inch swath. So it's really nice when you put a 5-foot piece out and lay it on the car, and people, I really like how this one looks. And not only that, on the day too, like Alberta's sunny in the winter, thank goodness. So people wonder, how many car wraps you doing in the wintertime? Well, we're busy doing them too, because when the people come and it's nice and sunny out, they could still get that sense of what it's going to look like. It might be 30 below outside, and we may only take a minute or two to do it. But the general consensus is the sunlight is really important. You want to see what it's going to look like on a beautiful sunny day. Yeah,
very sure, very, very true. So after they've chosen a color, what's the next step?
So the next step, once they've chosen the color, we're gonna book you in, and we're gonna find a time that's going to be suitable for you, and a time that's suitable for us. We normally book this time of year 2 to 3 weeks out on the vehicle wrap side, and even the paint protection side, we generally out at least a week. We do like to keep a couple spots open so that people can get in if they got a brand new car and they're they need to get it done right away, kind of thing. So the booking the date, and then it's, do you need a courtesy car? So we have got we have 3 complimentary courtesy cars for people to choose from, if they're available that time too.
Sure.
And then once they've made the booking, then we do ask for a booking confirmation fee. So that is a non-refundable fee, which goes against the value of the wrap. So it's once the vehicle is here, it becomes a credit on their against their invoice. So it's reduced off, right?
A deposit.
It's a deposit, but it's non-refundable. And the reason I say it's non-refundable is because it's truly not.
Yeah.
We are booking that spot well in advance, and we can't book it to somebody else. So it guarantees your customer that spot's open, and we're going to be ready to take that vehicle in that day to meet the timeline that we have established that we're going to make that happen for.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Right. And very few times we've had people, I don't want to feel comfortable with doing that. Well, then you know what? I probably don't really feel comfortable doing business with you, because at the end of the day, if you're not comfortable in booking your spot and putting your money where your mouth is, well, why am I going to say, hey, we're going to do a great job for you, and we're not going to do it? I don't know. It just doesn't. It seems weird to me, right?
Well, it just secures that spot, and it gets them closer to getting that thing. So there's a mental thing that happens when you put down a non-refundable deposit, where it's like, I'm committed to.
You're committed.
This.
You're in. You're all in now. It's too late. Can't change your mind.
I mean, if you do change your mind, it's my $500 or whatever it is, right?
Well, and what we tell people, if you're not ready today to make a commitment, go home and think about it.
Yeah.
We're going to be here a year from now, 6 years from now, a month, a week from now. We're not going anywhere. So it's all good. Take your time. There's no pressure. We're not here, you have to make this deal today, or this spot's not going to be open for you, which may be the case. But, think about it. We're very confident in what we do. And I think that comes through. Once people take the tour of the shop, they're far more relaxed about making the final decision. Now they found the spot. That big portion of how we're going to make this happen is gone for them. So now they can relax, and now they can focus on, again, back on the experience of how we're going to make this happen and what the timeline's going to be for them.
That makes complete sense. So after they've done that, they've got their deposit, booked their spot. Next part is?
Well, next part is basically is getting them to arrive on time. Generally speaking, our bookings are slated between 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning, and obviously reasons we want to make sure we get a good start on everything. If somebody comes in a little late, it's not a problem, but it may delay the end date because we couldn't start it first thing in the morning, that sort of thing. And we stagger our wraps, so very rarely you're going to have two individual retail wraps on the same day booked in, because day one is always spent, as I've mentioned before, on the cleaning, the teardown, and the cutting the material. So there's a full day in prep. So the day two, the second vehicle may arrive, and then day three, the third, day four, the fourth, and then we've got the shop filled for the however long it takes the process to.
I may have with a system where it's like, you're not all doing the same thing at the same time with a different vehicle, because then it would just be chaos.
Yeah, it doesn't work very well when that happens. And this week, oddly enough, we got a scenario where one guy said, I can't make it in. So he told Alex, and my business partner, Alex said, okay, well, no problem. And he told me, and I said, well, that's fantastic, because I got a guy who's just dying to get in. So I filled the spot. And then 5 minutes later, Buddy called back Alex and said, hey, I want to move forward and get this done now. And Alex said, Alex said, okay, no problem, because he didn't talk to me. Right. Next thing you know, we're double booked. And that happens from time to time, and you deal with it as best you can, and you let them know when you're,
Let them know it was Alex's fault.
It's all his fault. It's not my fault, never. I make mistakes, trust me. Still.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, and then once they're in, we give them the courtesy car if they're needed. Again, we go over the process. We verify everything with them on the work order, check it off. And then the customer is free to go. And when they come back, once the wrap is finished, we give them some progress reports. Sometimes people want pictures. I prefer that they don't. Obviously, for my part of the job that I love the best is not just getting the customers in and making them happy, but is exceeding and meeting their needs and exceeding them. And that happens when they pick up the car at the reveal. Nice. And I like it to be, they haven't a clue what it looks like kind of thing. And we get some phenomenal off-the-cuff responses. It's a lot of fun.
That's good. Yeah, that's great.
A lot of fun.
And so then they've got their wrap, they're delivered. Is there any aftercare or anything that you 100%. Do? What happens there?
Yeah, very good question, Trevor. So When they pick up the car, so we go over before we actually show them the car, we go over everything with them, and we go over the invoice, we go over exactly what was done, what was charged, to make sure everything is lays out the same. Sometimes additional work is added. There may be a dent in the car or a scratch in the car that we have to prepare or repair, prior to, and we always, of course, get their permission to do that. While the car, we generally. When the car is here, when you come in prior to, we sometimes do a paint inspection if it's an older vehicle. If it's a brand new one, sometimes, a lot of times we don't because it's brand new. But it doesn't mean that when we get the car, it's brand new. Like sometimes they've been scuffed up at the dealership, or other people have taken it for a drive prior to them purchasing the actual vehicle, right? So we find that out in the first day when we do the wash, and we take a video of the car, and then, oh, hey, look at this, we've got this issue and this issue. Contact the customer, make sure that they're aware of it. How do you want us to deal with it? Very rarely will they stop the process of getting wrapped, but sometimes they will, because it's a dealer issue, and we have to respect that. And the dealers are, a lot of the guys will just say, hey, can you guys take care of it for us while it's there? It's already there, and we're more than welcome to, we're more than able to do that. And
okay.
Yeah.
And then after that, they get their vehicle. You do the big reveal, show them their car. They're really excited. And then after that, what happens in that part of the journey? Like, what do you expect of your customers, and what do they expect of you?
Well, we give them a wash and care guide for the wrap. We go over it with them in person when they're there that day, prior to seeing the car. And the reason we do it prior is because they tend to lose their marbles when they see the car, and then they're all excited and they're not remembering things. So we want to go over their preference, how they like to wash their vehicles. Some people, I just like to go through a car wash and have them do it, or I like to go to those guys that actually physically hand wash your car. And we kind of, I'm not going to say the name of the company, but we prefer that you don't do that. If you're going to do it, be responsible for your own vehicle. Take it to a touchless car wash. We're fine with that. And then once a month you should hand wash the vehicle. And the reason I say that is because film will build up on your vehicle if you don't hand wash it. You want a nice clean microfiber towel. You want a 2-bucket system. You want hot soapy water in one, clean, and then your rinse water in another. And that way you also are in touch with the vehicle, and you could see how it's holding up. If there's any issues, we can deal with it right away, versus you're always going through a touchless wash, or you're using a third-party service, and then all of a sudden 6 months later you find, well, how did that happen? And then, well, that happened week 1, right? And now we're running, it's going to be hard to fix because the washing has made all the issues, right? And then we like to follow up with the customer as well. We like to give them a shout or send them an email, how's things going, and please drop by if you want, and we'll check over the wrap if you have any questions, that sort of thing.
Great. So really, from start to finish, it's all about service. It's all about exceeding expectations, and doing really quality work and making them feel like they're part of something great.
I like to think so. I got my start in the business world working with Westin Hotels. That's what was my really eye-opening experience about customer service on that next level, and really giving a damn about your customer, and really wanting to ensure that what you say is going to happen, and following through with that. And I've carried that on my entire life in all the different businesses that I've had, and in this one is in matter of fact so quintessential that I think I have that background, because it really comes to the forefront, and our team carries those values down too, and really embodies that. So it's we don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk.
Awesome. Well, I love that. Well, there you have it, folks. Now that you know the customer journey, you know what to expect when you give them a call at Precision Vehicle Wraps. We just went through the entire process of what happens, and I'm sure it's very, very similar for people getting a paint protection package as well. So give them a call, check them out, and if you're the person who is in need of vehicle wrap, paint protection, ceramic coating, or anything like that, feel free to give these guys a call, and they'll be more than happy to help you out. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you on the next one.